1, 2, 3. Wrong one. Hello and welcome to another fine episode of Who's That Anime with your hosts of the night, Colin and Steve.
Yep. The hosts will be different next night.
And the night after that, Barman will be hosting the next one.
An endless rotation
Endless.
of hosts.
That's right. Who knows?
We are here though.
We are.
Continuing on the journey for Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
We are nearly at the end of our journey.
Nearly at the end, and things are starting to fall down, as it were.
Yeah. Not gonna lie. One of these episodes I don't like. And one of these episodes is okay.
It's okay.
Yep, it's okay. We're here to talk today about episodes 23 and 24. Episode 23, bringing us on in there, is Brain Scratch, which is a kind of a fantastic, or Burein Sukurachi.
Burin Sukurachi.
Yep, that's how badly I pronounced that.
All right. Yeah. So this one's about that guy in the TV.
Yeah, Londes.
Londes. And just
Yep.
start off where it's essentially a bunch of Arverts talking about it, and they're going through like news broadcasts and stuff.
Yeah, talking about like how eternal life is just about digitizing the soul and uploading it to the internet. So it gets into sort of serial experiments lane territory.
Very much so.
It's a super cult.
Lane, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is also a super cult.
Yeah. And it's going through all these things and saying yada 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 yada.
Yep.
And then it gets
mostly yada yada yada.
And then it cuts to like a scene where you see Faye getting interviewed.
Who's she's wearing an uncharacteristic set of like prison looking clothes and talking in hushed tones, which is again quite uncharacteristic.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, I want to meet the maker type thing. I can't remember what she said exactly.
She wants to live in a world where she doesn't need to be worried about money.
Oh yeah, that was it.
I believe is what she says.
And leaving my body, my physical body, means that I don't have to worry about money. I'll have no debt.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be debt free if I have no body.
And this is where Spike,
so that works,
sees her on TV and goes, "Oh, that's where she is."
Jet, come and see this. Jet, what is it? Like, come over here.
Pretty much.
He's like very non-committal about trying to grab his attention. It's like he could literally be telling him anything. Like, could you pick that up for me? But it's, oh, that person that's missing from this ship. Here they are.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, that's where she got to."
It is weird. There's like a good, I think, 4 to 5 minutes of weird trailers about what this cult is and what they do, and it's all kind of bizarre. And he's like kind of a hypnotic looking old guy.
Yeah. Weird guru guy with a diamond in his head. Also,
Yeah.
it's basically has news stories about how he's killed people and stuff. And he's got a big bounty on his head now.
Yes, they're well. There is interest in his bounty.
Yeah. And then I think it cuts to Faye going into like an abandoned building,
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
she she's stumbling over all these like random people who seem to have died, and there's no one about.
Yep.
Who look like bounty hunters and stuff. And there's like random like old TVs lying about in this rubble, and they suddenly started emitting snow, and then Faye falls unconscious or really sleepy as she tries to run away.
She's so sleepy.
So sleepy.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
uh,
This. This episode.
this is the episode you loved, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Just.
Hypnotoad.
Uh. Hypnotoad the episode. Yeah.
This,
I don't know. Then we sort of like Spike bails out to try and find her.
yeah,
While Jet and Ed sort of try to find the Mr. Londes, the Doctor Londes, the guru.
yeah. So they falls looked up. Oh, there's the bounty on this guy's head, type thing. Let's
Yep,
go and get it. And also, they worked out that the technology that he uses is actually part of the same technology that's in like some random video game or
that's
a
right.
video console. Where it's,
They're going to use the video game as a method of egress to his world.
yeah, and then so they do that. So Jet's in line at a toy store, as it's the number one toy at the moment, to buy one,
Yeah, that's right.
and and
Jeez.
Spike's giving him some chip about that. It's like, oh, what you do? You just stand in like some line or something. Yes, well, that's the only way I can buy one of these things. God damn it! And he raises his voice, and everyone stares at him. It's like go away, Spike.
I feel like Angry Jet is in both these episodes.
Angry. Uh,
Yeah, I guess his hackles are got up a couple of times in these episodes.
yeah, well, he's probably having enough of them.
I mean, quite right. Quite right.
All they cause is trouble. Spike and Faye. Anyway,
Sure do.
so Faye manages to send a message saying that she needs help of some sort.
Yes. Is this I can't remember if we know at this point or not whether that's her intention for being there is for the bounty.
Um, I think yeah, because she's obviously gone to hunt for the leader.
Yeah,
Not
but I was never sure. Like, I mean, obviously that's why she's there, but does it? I can never remember if it explicitly says, "Oh yeah, that's why I was here." Not just joining a cult because I don't ever want to be in debt again.
no, but I think it's implied by the fact that she goes and hunts down, tries to find the leader.
That's true. Yeah,
Um, and also it's
being a
Faye.
bit sneaky.
This,
Yeah,
it's only
yeah,
been a couple of times where she's like, you know what? Maybe I don't want the bounty. And,
true.
until the guy blatantly she snaps out the guy's spell, and I'm talking about what's his name?
Londes.
No, the other guy,
Oh wait, fuck.
Blondie,
Oh, oh, Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
What's his name? What's his name? Keep talking.
Uh,
I'm definitely not looking this
it's got
up.
like three names. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, so they do that, Jet and Ed gets the hold of the controller, and they try to hack into it, to hack onto the website, and Jet's using it, and then Ainz all of a sudden starts barking at the screen,
Yep.
and then Jet starts to fall asleep because he's got the device on his face, and then he's is he talking to Spike about it or something at the time, and then he just like screams in pain because Ein ends up biting his leg to wake him up.
Yes,
It's
that's
like, oh
right.
man, Ein saved me. And then they stick the device on the dog.
They do, which seems quite cruel, but
Oh yeah, well, they don't know Ein's like the data dog. He
the data dog,
goes
yeah.
and hacks it. He goes, oh wow, Ed, you're
Yeah.
doing good here, and Ed's going, huh? What? I'm not touching it. It's
That's
not me.
oh. I haven't done anything
Yeah,
yet.
it's all Ein. Ein fucking does it, man. Because he does, because it's all in his
Uh,
head. He can just easily manipulate things now.
yeah.
Anyway, so they hack in and find out that Blondes is
Oh, they opened the crack hole.
the crack hole.
It says the crack
Did
hole.
it?
Like when all of the like all the data points and windows are opening up and stuff like that, and then they go meow, and they all start to like point to one single bit, and I'm sure it comes up and says crack hole.
Well, maybe. I never picked up on
It was all I could see. It was just like, why is that what's
that.
written?
Because why not? Um,
I found his name, Whitney Haggis Mutsumoto.
yeah, Whitney Haggis Motsumoto.
That's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy who broke Faye's heart. 'Cause he's a big con man.
I hate that guy so much.
You hate that guy so much.
I do. He's such a shit character.
Yeah.
Haggis. Unfortunate name.
Oh, he's got one leg shorter than the other and runs down hills.
And he is round as well,
He is
particularly later
he
on
is certainly in the
in the
later in the
episode.
episode, yeah.
Yeah, much rounder.
He gets fat implants because that's cool.
He absolutely did not get fat implants. He just got fat.
Got fat implants, man. What are you on about?
he 100% just got fat.
No, man, it's fat implants. That's what you said.
He said a lot of things.
He did. Fucking bona fide liar.
None of them the truth. None of them the
Or
truth.
I said that one last thing at the end.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, he did. He did mean that. Anyway, yeah, Ein turns out this is the first like full interact. In fact, this might be the most Ein has done in the whole series so far. Is bite Jet and then hack a computer.
Yeah, he's certainly influenced things, I think.
Yeah, but we're on episode 23. We're nearly done.
Yeah. What can you do with a dog?
I guess that's true. There is that episode where Edward pretends to be a horse and Ein is the rider of said horse.
Yeah, that was last episode.
It was.
Yeah.
Is Cowboy Funk.
Yeah, that was in Cowboy Punk, yeah.
Undoubtedly my favorite episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Mine too. It's certainly the better one. Anyway, so the hack in find that Londes is actually fake and his history is all a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing checks out. Like it's all just like surface shenanigans, and when you dig any deeper it just all falls apart.
Yeah.
So
And then they find that he's located in some place.
like is it in a hospital.
Yeah.
They sort
Hospice?
of they yeah, I guess they eventually track the source of the signal uh,
Yeah,
to that place,
I think.
and this leads to probably my favorite bit of the episode
Mhm.
is where Jet's like, "So I got an idea. Come on, Ed."
Yeah,
And then they all, Jet gets all dolled up into like a suit and like proper glasses and stuff, and then Ed's just in this pink frock,
yeah.
calling him Papa.
Papa.
And it's the not yet. Oh, but Papa.
Yeah,
It's just oh, it's so good.
it is. It
So good.
is saving the day. He was also disappointed that he didn't get to get like brain wiped by the goggles,
True.
or she
Yeah.
did. Um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, so they talked to the security guard and convinced him.
Well, is meanwhile Spike's away to where Faye is though, right?
Yeah, yeah. Spike gets to the place where Spade is, and he's meted by a big screen pyramid of screens and Londes.
With big Londa's face. It did remind me of there's an episode of uh oh, what the fuck? The Ghostbusters cartoon, the real Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, real Ghostbusters.
There was like a yeah, there was an episode of that. I'm sure where like a bunch of TVs and stuff all formed into be a ghost.
I'm not surprised. There's certainly a lot of that. I think that's maybe came from the old, was it the old kind of horror movie, Videodrome or something.
Oh, what? Sorry. Oh, Videodrome.
It
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
came from that. Could be an influence.
Yeah. Well, that Ghostbusters cartoon was super dark.
The real Ghostbuster cartoons were pretty dark.
Did you ever watch the Ghostbusters cartoon? Not the real Ghostbusters.
No, I didn't even know about it until later in my years.
Yeah, Filmation's
Yeah, the
Ghostbusters.
one that it took Ghostbusters, and that was not dark. That was just basically a cheap Scooby Doo knockoff, wasn't it?
It was. It was pretty good though, and it had a pretty good theme tune too.
As it go do 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 Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters, do 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 Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters.
No, that's equally
I
good.
think that's Freakazoid.
It was I did not get that, but now I get it. It was go go Ghostbusters, go go. That was it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I kind of half remember it. And those 80s, 70s cartoon themed intros. Yeah.
Compilations. I have recently spent a weekend watching those as well. So, like with my kids, it's like here, look at what TV used to be like. Why is it grainy? Why does it look like that? Why does it sound like shit? It's like, well, I want to say it's because you're trying to view it in a medium and listen to it in a medium that it never was intended for. But it just probably sounded and looked like shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yep.
I was watching the Cowboy Bebop movie
Oh
on
shit.
DVD, and
Widescreen.
yeah, and it looked all grainy and shit.
Yeah.
But then that might be just because,
I did notice they hadn't done a Blu-ray release of it yet.
well, it might come out now. I don't know. It should be a bit more traction with the live action, even though it got cancelled.
Oh, I hear that there's been quite a lot of fervor to get it reinstated
Yeah.
or picked up. Yeah, there was like an online petition. I think had like a few 100,000 signatures
Yeah,
for its
yeah,
reinstatement.
but you get online petitions for everything.
Yeah, just saying. Like, I mean, it's probably more people than I think I'd have thought.
I think Firefly had a hell of a lot more.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's in a time where
but that was Fox.
no one cared. It was like, what does the general public need to know about this? We're not going to fund this.
And
It's not just our consumers.
no, I feel like that number for Firefly grew and grew and grew, and my interest for a second season of Firefly dissolved after the movie because it was like, that was perfect. Please don't do any more.
Yeah, I was perfectly hot. I watched Firefly and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Do I need to know more? Not really.
I think Serenity is a perfectly great way to get more of that.
Yeah, Serenity was I
It's a real good
I
movie.
watched Serenity first before I watched Firefly
Oh, really?
because it
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
until many years I watched Firefly afterwards because people were like, "You gotta watch Firefly. You should watch Firefly. It's great." It's like, fine.
It's like, yeah, it is great, but it's definitely not the best television show ever to have existed.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, you know what? It's fine for what it is. It's entertaining.
It,
It's interesting enough, but
it is definitely a really good version of what it's trying to be.
yeah, I think so. What's it trying to be?
Like, it's definitely upper tier stuff, but is it the best television that's ever existed? Not really.
Nah, no. Um, no. So where are we? Where are we here? In the
Oh yeah, Spike's like, fuck you, TV man.
yeah,
Uh,
he's not unconscious
you're
too.
just a bitch. Well, yeah, he's I like to I like this scene because Spike's like, oh, he's making me dizzy. He's making me. I'm gonna pull out my gun and just starts firing randomly straight in front of him, and you're like, this is like just so drunken Spike has decided to unload his firearm on these TVs. It's so good,
Yeah. Well,
so
I think
silly.
he knows that. I think Jet told him that it's high frequencies knocks people out.
To his credit, it did stop him from being rendered unconscious.
Com-
So
Completely, I think. Yeah.
yeah, he's incapacitated definitely.
Yeah.
Uh, and then we kind of we cut back to the hospital where Jet and Ed are trying to convince this security guard to let his Jet to let Jet is talking to the security guard and is like, please let my daughter see her brother. Uh, you know, it's such a sad story. Oh God. And then like we kind of cut away and we see cutting back the security guard's in tears and he's like, okay, go on in.
Yeah. There's there's also a scene there where he has to nudge Ed to go, "Da, Papa."
Oh yeah. After being so free with the wording
Yeah.
before, yeah, physical force had to be applied in order for that to happen this time.
Yeah. It's like that's your cue,
Oh, that's
Ed.
real good.
Papa.
Oh, Papa. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
funny. And then, yeah, it's like, yeah, go on in. And then, immediately away from the eye line of that guy, Ed's like, whoop, dress to the ground.
Yep. Don't need that anymore.
And, nah, none of that shit. And then we find him. Uh, they find him amongst these other patients that are like clearly long-term palliative care or whatever it is, and it's this young guy
Yeah.
who seems to be creating Londes like as a kind of almost as like a digital avatar.
Yeah. Yeah. So they hack in and seem to see what Spike and Faye are seeing at their side, and
Yeah.
then Jet gets Ed to turn them off essentially, but not his life support.
Yeah, I like that distinction. It's like, please cut off his access to the outside, but leave the life support on.
Yeah, and
And Ed kind of goes, huh? You're like, oh dear. Turn it off, you say.
yeah, I was apparently his bed is rigged with the same kind of like mind control thing as as the game console and stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's allowing him to create sort of a digital version of himself that created this
mm,
cult. And so his thing is like he was in an accident and had been in a coma for 2 years. Is that right? The kid.
something like that. He's maybe a hacker or something. Pretty good hacker.
Yeah, he's young because I think he was like 13 years old when he went into a
I
coma,
think so. Yeah.
and yeah, he basically created this digital representation, trying to get people to give up their bodies because he felt it wasn't fair that he couldn't have a body anymore.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's how it went.
So I liked that
You like that?
in a way that I so there's some of the stuff in this episode I just don't grok with at all, but there was something good I think about that. A little piece of storytelling
Mhm.
was quite interesting. Um, I found the rest of it like it. I honestly thought it was going to be like some weird 20-minute episode of just nonsense on television. We did forget to talk about the thingy show, the Roundup show or whatever it's called,
Oh, Big Shot.
Big Shot show, where it all kind of falls apart after the guy like starts arguing with her and she goes fucking like livid at him and starts yelling.
Oh no, he basically went. Oh yeah, so there's also one big uh final announcement we got.
Yeah, or and there is also one big final announcement like
And she
that
goes, "Oh, is it
in
a
like
good
the weirdest
announcement?"
voice possible.
And he's like, "Well, we're this is our last show, guys. We're cancelled." And she's like, "What? No, my agent's going to have something
Oh,
to say about that."
it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's not
It's so unnecessary.
like I say it's winding down, man. It's winding down.
Yeah, but yeah, I liked the. I thought the angle was like it was believable, much like in the chess master episode.
Oh,
I actually quite liked the motivations
yeah,
and the kind of concept, but I don't think it was greatly executed. Similar sort of thing here is like I kind of like the kind of concept, but not so much the execution. And I think we talked about this before, where like I think there are certain episodes. In fact, two of my favorite ones are episodes with characters who are never going to appear again, but there is a fantastic job done of developing that character in such a short space of time, where I genuinely care about the outcome.
yeah,
And I think in both these circumstances, by keeping the people to the very end as like sort of a reveal almost in both circumstances, it actually hurts because you don't get to know it enough about them to make the motivations feel right.
yeah. I mean, we did also get to mention that they went hunting to try and see if they could get into the cult without doing all these hackings first. So Spike and Jet went and
Yeah.
started digging around for things, and Spike was asking all the cult members, "Oh, hey, can I join your cult? Oh, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to meet your leader." And then one of them pretty much told them to
Yep.
piss off. Are you even serious?
That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. I think like I say, I think there's a sort of I think it's really difficult because if you have 90 minutes to have someone's motivations be the plot, basically, you have a long time to start to understand more about them through their motivations.
Yeah,
But with 20 minutes to then have a reveal, it's really difficult to feel like there's a payoff there.
yeah.
Even though, like, I think the motivations are interesting,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't. It doesn't. The way it just feels, the waiting feels wrong. It doesn't weigh up right for me.
Oh,
There's not enough lead up to it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I can kind of get this one probably would be better if it was longer. delve into a bit
Yeah,
more, like
yeah, yeah.
why Faye went to this cult and why uh why he did it, and well, you kind of
Well,
know why he did it.
and see, yeah, but I think it's like there's another thing, and like we don't often get down into this sort of thing, but like I feel that this episode really suffered at the hand of its editing.
Yeah,
Well, because the start of the episode, like I say, there's a good 4 minutes of clips.
yeah. I suppose it was just trying to show the influence of this cult.
and
It,
and I like I'm not saying the material was not good or not necessary, but it's the like you say is like if it were longer, I think you could have interspliced that with Faye's decision to join, like as sort of a thing,
yeah,
like rather than just having her there.
he,
Like be have the audience in on the fact that Faye is there in the first place, and less of having that as like, oh, Faye's there, because that's resolved almost immediately. Like there's not, there's no shock other than why is Faye there? Oh, that's why she's there.
yeah,
So it's not like it's supposed to be this big grand reveal that oh well, I was here the whole time trying to get a bounty. I wasn't actually trying to join a cult. It's like, well, no, we know that.
it was. I was your father all along. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. If you have a good, not even a twist, just like a good. That's a kind of interesting motivation. That's a pretty interesting perspective. I didn't expect the way that it went. I thought that was really cool. If anything, like I expected it just to be a mirror image of the guy that was there, like lying in bed somewhere. And when they're like, "Nope, this is him," and I'm like, "I don't think you got the right guy. This doesn't seem
I
right."
know.
And then they kind of start to talk about it, and it's like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." Like the idea that there's this subversion of like, well, a digital me doesn't need to be me.
Yeah, well, that's
I can be more than that, and again, that speaks to the motivations. Again, it's not even like, oh, this is how I desire to look. It's like, no, this is how I need to look in order to manipulate the people to do what I want them to do.
yeah. I mean, we didn't really delve into what Londis was either, in the sense that what they thought Londis was this research scientist in some lab, but it researched like the game controller
Yeah,
kind of thing. And then
yeah,
he disappeared for many years and came back. Because you get to the point where Jet actually goes and says, "Oh, you work for this company. Don't you remember this guy? Who?" And the guy was like old and senile by the
yeah.
time because it was like many years past. And falls asleep in the jet. So he's interviewing him.
Like like I say, I think there's a lot of stuff in here that, like, in concept, is not bad, but
It's
uh,
just.
with a short time span like you
Mhm.
have, and like I say, I don't think it's edited very well. I think it leaves too much
Yeah.
to the viewer to go, okay, no, that, yeah, okay, I'm with you, instead of showing a little bit of that and then ignoring a bit of other stuff that I think was kind of unnecessary to a degree.
Yeah.
Like the Big Shot Show thing, to me, is more like, it's like, well, I don't really want to. We don't have time to look at these in the last two. This in the last two episodes, so there needs to be. If I want there to be a definitive end to this, it has to happen here
Ah, but,
or in the next episode.
well, it kind of does end in the next episode. Or is it the episode later?
I don't think it comes in the next episode. I could be wrong. So
No.
I'm speaking from having not seen the last two episodes.
Yeah, I
So
watched the last two episodes. I watched them all yesterday,
fair enough.
which is where there'll be
Well,
a surprise for you in the next two episodes.
but um, like the whole thing is, it's like, oh, TV's the mind controller, TV's the convincer. This is like, it's the media is what, and it's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's a bit trite now, but 20 years ago, like, it's not
No.
the worst. Like, I mean, it's it's still not quite as prescient as things like Videodrome or They Live, in terms of like that sort of thing. But in terms of animation, it's probably fairly on point.
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah,
For me, it just it fell apart a bit.
yeah. No, this one had it was, has obviously been influenced by other things. Maybe Ghost in the Shell. They wanted to kind of do a wee Ghost in the Shell kind of bit. Uh, and I would
Yeah,
say Lane. Well,
yeah.
Lane came out later. If anything, Lane was influenced by this.
Did it?
Yeah, Lane was the early 2000s.
No.
No? Yeah.
This Serial Experiments Lane first aired in July 1998.
Alright. When did this get made?
So this was released in April 99. So,
Could it not done been influenced by Lane then?
oh,
Yeah.
like I mean, the whole run of Lane ran up until September 98. So they would have still had 6 months
Yeah.
to deliver one episode.
Well then.
I, to me, I would say potentially yes. Like I think they maybe saw something in that and went like, "Hey, here's a series that really deep dives into the like we go and listen to our episode in Serial Experiments Lane, particularly the last episode that really goes down
The rabbit hole.
a lot of different layers, but like, yeah, it really does. But I think like although I also wouldn't be surprised if they happened like divergently.
Yeah.
Like I think like the world was in a place where those kind of questions were being asked generally. Um, for me, because Lane, that's what the conceit of the whole show was, and it took the time to really detail that out,
Mhm. Wow.
is the successful version of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they they had like what 26 episodes to make, and and it's basically all most of them are basically all stories that relate around the characters but are essentially independent of each other. Every episode is pretty much independent, except from
Yeah.
4 episodes, which are 2 parts.
Yeah, and like there are a few that are maybe even a bit more focused on characters, but you're right. Like the majority of this is like here's a bunch of scenarios, and I want to write in some character stuff. Or did you start off with here's some character stuff I want to do, and here are some stories I want to tell. How do I distribute this character growth across these interesting stories?
Yeah, and then also you got the main characters and how to tell their stories and the influences of the world and stuff like that. I mean, it's very, very in depth. I mean, going by the first 2 seasons that we, I mean, I suppose Golden Boy is kind of more in depth, but you obviously Ghost Stories, but then Ghost Stories couldn't really count because they decided to just like go, you know what?
Have
Let's
fun with it.
just go and
Yeah.
write our own script and try and stay true to the main.
Yeah, I think like I suppose like we've very heavily focused on like psychological anime, particularly with Haruhi and Lane.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think to my mind, like those are both great shows that take very different tacts to similar
Mm.
things, not identical, but like similar topics.
Yeah.
It's all about like the consciousness one way or another, right? Like, and I think to this episode of Cowboy Bebop, like you could have convinced me that you could have made this a movie
This one?
quite easily. You could have made
Uh,
you could have made 90 minutes out of this if you had really like if you had really pushed a lot of it. I think you could have made a far more interesting thing out of this than what they ended up with. There's some nice bits, like obviously at the end they so we get to the bit and they start cutting off the connection, and we go back to sort of where Spike is on the ground, and the slowly like the TVs are starting to lose their connection to Londes in the
mhm.
hospital, and it's I think it's interesting because it's you kind of see the childishness in this point. I thought that was quite cool. Like, you know, the repeated yelling of it's not fair. What are you doing? Stop it now. Like I liked a lot of this characterization. Um, it was really quite interesting.
Yeah.
And then of course, yeah, like eventually all the TVs switch off. Faye kind of wakes up. I was like, huh. So where are we at?
Yeah, very much. Oh, it's you. Where are we at? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's like, oh, it's you. Yeah. Yeah. No shit. Because she wakes up with him having a cigarette as usual.
Yeah.
Um, and then we kind of go back to the hospital where like Jet puts a handcuff on one
Hmm.
and then just leaves the other one uncuffed
Yeah.
and they just go.
Yeah. So they kind of
Um,
like put his handcuff on, and then they have like some scene outside.
yeah. I guess like because obviously they're not going to get that bounty
Yeah, because they've already tried to
again.
put a bounty on a robot before, and they were like, not a physical living being.
Yeah, it didn't
Didn't work.
work. But I think it's there's a couple of things in that. It's like there's the you know the symbolism of like, well, we did the job, we're successful, got you. So that's the closed cuff,
Yeah.
and then you know you have the open cuff, which is but you know I I think it's supposed to be like, well, you're really already in prison, so
Yeah.
I don't need to do this.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Um, I think this episode ends a lot better than it muddles along. If I'm honest.
Yeah, it certainly closes the door on it. I believe Ed also says, "Oh, he misses him."
That's right. Oh, Ed.
Yeah,
Ed is also my favorite part of the next episode. So
Ed is a good character. Ed is what makes the
yeah,
comedy
I
now.
like Ed. She's super funny. Yeah, Ed is the comedy. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the episode, right?
Pretty much. I can't really remember what happens at the end fully, but all I know, they walk out. The handcuff is there on his bedside, and he's locked in his own prison again, not being able to talk outside.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. How do you rate this one then?
eh, it's all right. It's interesting enough. Some good moments, as always. It's kind of low with a 7. It's pretty much standard Cowboy Bebop there.
Feel bad. I think I'm gonna give it a 6.
That's fair enough.
There's like it is still better than the average. Like if it is still more than it's still entertaining.
Yeah,
I think more than anything else, like it was just frustrating at the promise. I think it could have been more, and wasn't.
they're just time constraints, dude. Time constraints.
You know what? Like I think you're totally right. It's like, hey, you've been okayed for 26 episodes, right? Okay, so I have this many episodes that I need to talk about character stuff, and I have this many other episodes, right? I have this many stories to tell. What ones best fit a 20 odd minute time frame? Okay, I this one doesn't really, like, it's maybe needed for 40 minutes, but I don't have that time. Whereas like I think the ones I've loved the best, like Heavy Metal
Mm.
Queen and Cowboy Funk, those two episodes, they have been perfect in that 20-minute segment. You could have expanded it, and I'm sure it would have been fine as well. But just the way the story slices up in both circumstances is so it just works really well in both
Yeah,
circumstances. Um, whereas this one, like I felt that it was like, here's a concept that is just it's too big. It's too big for 25 minutes.
yeah. Certainly needs a bit of development that one, but I suppose they're trying. They've basically Spike's the main character. That's no doubt about that.
Yep.
And they've pretty much gave him the two double parts series and all of it. Though they do some other character development with other ones. For example, was it Jupiter Blues or whatever it was called?
Uh, there's Ganymede. There's Jupiter
Jupiter
Jazz,
Jazz, I think that was it. Wasn't it a two-part?
but that is a two-parter about Spike.
Yeah, but he also had a bit of development in
There's
Fae.
Ganymede Elegy, which is about Jet,
Yeah, but no,
and you have you have My Funny Valentine, which is about Faye.
yeah, but like
Like so,
the
there are
the Jupiter
episodes.
Jazz is mainly about Spike, but there is certainly character development for Fae and maybe even Jet.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because isn't this
yeah. I guess it's not that they're being ignored in those episodes. It's just that if you're like the core conceit of those two parts is about Spike's journey.
yeah, didn't but isn't that also like the one that Faye runs away and Spike's like, nah, let her run away, and then Jet's like, no, I need to get my money back.
Is
I
that
think
that
that's
one?
that one. I think it is.
Uh,
Well, one of them. I think she's done it.
oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that is the start of that first part.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then she meets what's his name, jazz player, who's out to kill Vicious
Uh, Gren.
Gren. Yeah, and he mellows her out, and she gets all kind of depressed because he kind of figures her out. I think
That's right.
so. There's a big development for her there, and then she's kind of more mellow around the guys.
No,
Like, you know what, I kind of do belong with these guys, and she's not
yeah, you're right. There's
so hot
definitely
headed.
something going on there.
Um,
Okay.
anyway,
Okay. So, episode 24. Hard Luck Woman.
hard luck one.
Hadoraku Uman.
Yeah. So this one starts with Faye again, but she's watching
It
that video
does.
that she was made of
Yes.
in the middle of the night.
This is the one. Yeah, the VHS
Yeah,
tape.
little VH.
The Betamax tape.
Oh, it is a
Sorry.
Betamax. Gotta get that one right.
Yep.
Can't,
Don't at me.
yeah, don't get the rage. Well, we got it wrong. Betamax. And she's watching this bit, and then she watches the scene, and she sees like this line fountain thing, and
Yep.
goes, watches it, and then Ed kind of just like goes, "I recognize that place." Half asleep.
Yeah.
She says, "What?" And then she
Yeah.
falls asleep.
Faye's like, holy shit, how long have you been watching?
Yeah. Pretty much. And
So you've seen this place before? I know I've seen that place, but I don't know that I know I don't know that place that I know.
pretty much makes no sense.
It's amazing. And then Ed tries to fall asleep, and Faye assaults her by blowing air into her mouth.
Well, she tries pinching her cheeks first, but she's still sleeping.
But oh my god, it's so
Yeah,
weird.
that was a weird blowing the air into her.
It's a weird
Yeah.
interaction. But yeah, it's a great start. And then of course Faye then is like, well, Ed knows where this is, so we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And
Well, you don't know what's happened because it kind of ends with the air blowing in the mouth, and then you get next thing seeing this kind of like jet walking around. It's like, what the hell's happened? Where are we? Why are we doing that?
oh no, because yeah, Spike's out on the top of the Bebop having a
Yeah,
smoke. It's like Oh no, brushing his
I think
teeth.
he's brushing his teeth.
Brushing his
Yeah.
teeth. And he's like, "Where the hell are we? Is it Earth? Earth? Why are we in
Well, we're
Earth?
meant to go to
I don't
Mars.
know. We're gonna be late for our bounty. We had money to make.
Yeah.
Bring back
Again,
Angry Jet.
get grumpy about it. And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
girls are gone." I was like, "What?"
yeah. so off the
Yeah.
cuff. Just the girls are gone. Yeah, that is quite
Yeah.
good. Is at this point we cut to when they fly away because this is my favorite bit.
Um. Well, when the girls fly away. Oh, I think they're in the. Yeah, this is where it cuts when they're in the when Faye's flying along. It's like, oh, so Ed, you definitely know where this thing is, and like it just shows it's Faye's cockpit, and it's just Faye there, and Ed goes, yeah, yeah, I know where this is, and she's just strapped to the top of her flying spaceship.
She's just tied to the
Yeah,
top. It's so
like
good.
like like a goddamn fucking Wile E. Coyote fucking scene.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing, and of course she's loving it.
Yeah,
She's just like woo.
Faye Faye.
Oh yeah, more
Yeah,
Feifei. Uh, yeah. So then they is that the, yeah, because then we get to where Ed is leading them,
yeah, which is
and it's basically a fucking dump.
no. We get to see
Oh
we get to
no.
see the new mystery character and his
Oh,
colleague.
the two
Is it?
guys in their fucking Humvee mad mental water aquatic but also land
Yeah,
vehicle.
that weird fucking thing, and then doing weird shit, digging holes and pointing things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like a meteorite strikes the ground, and they go like out the water, right up the side of the thing, and then like you see them bailing down. I'm like, this is really cool. Like it's really nicely animated, and there's a real sense of action and emotion. And then he stands and he goes, hot, hot, and then they just like scramble up the side of
Yeah,
the bit to get back to their vehicle
it's like,
again.
what are they? I did not realize that that's hot.
Yeah, it's so weird. And then is at this point we see what they're doing, which is like kind of like the stamping,
Yeah,
like they push like they like pushing like it's like it looks like ground penetrating radar, one of those things. They just kind of go,
yeah, I think
and their screen updates. It's like, yep, we did it. It's like, okay, what would you do?
I think so. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's another one. Because they scramble up.
Is that maybe later?
Yeah, 'cause I think they scramble up, and the next thing you kind of get a wee scene of like diggers and stuff dumping like rubbish down this hill.
This is this is where we go back to Faye and
And Ed,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
Ed. Yeah, because Ed's like going. It's like I'll show you where the waterfall is, and then Ed picks up like a watering can and just goes woo splish.
yeah.
It's like, oh my god! And Faye is so angry she can't be angry.
She's like, "Right." And then a bunch of kids appear, and then freaks
Yeah.
Faye out. Ugh,
Yep.
kids,
Because
noisy.
well, what? Yeah, but one of the kids asks Faye for her fingernails. Like it gets
Oh
pretty
yeah,
mental quick. It's like, can I just have your fingernails for this jar? I collect them, even just your pinky finger. It's like, what is
she
happening?
collects fingernails.
And then, yeah, and then this nun randomly appears and goes, "Oh, Ed, is that you?" And all the kids are, of course, going, "Ed, Ed, oh, Ed." And then the nun just fucking hoses Faye down. For what conceivably at the time you're like, why is this happening? She's like, oh, get that skank out of here.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
Dressed like that? How dare you?
but no, I think the kids go, "Oh wow, it's Ed," type thing, and
Yep.
that's for the offer the fingernails and stuff. Ed, and this is Faye, she's friend type thing.
This is Faye
Yeah,
friend.
Faye friend. Oh Jesus, fucking Ed and the way she describes things. And then I think the kids start to bother her with like surrounding Faye, so like the nun sprays her down Faye with water. It's like, why the
Yep.
hell? I said, oh, sorry about that. I
Yep.
was just trying to like control the kids by spraying them with water.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes that's the only way. You're like, oh, what a world.
Yeah.
Um, and then we find out that basically Ed used to be at this orphanage.
Mhm.
Uh, like she appeared one day at the orphanage and started eating there, and then stayed there.
Yeah.
And she's compared to a cat.
Yeah.
And then 3 years ago, she just left.
Yeah. So she
Basically,
appeared there 5 years ago, stayed for two,
yep,
and then left. And so,
yeah,
oh, she's just gone.
that was it.
That was it. And then they're eating this food, which is basically, I don't know, fish soup or something. Faye's got like a
Yeah,
whole fish in
there's
it.
an entire fish in it.
Yeah, and Ed's got like one with a leg sticking out of it. And
And then yeah, Ed starts to. It's like, yeah, the only reason we're here is because I knew we could get food
good
here.
food.
Good
Yeah.
food. Yeah, this is the only place where good
This is
food
this is good food. That's why we're here, Faye.
Oh man.
I'll take you to it.
Oh god.
I'll take you to the place you want to go later. It's like
Yeah, it's like I swear, like Faye has so much patience at this point because like why are you doing this to
yeah.
me? Uh, yeah, and then Ed, the nun says, "Oh, Ed, I have a present for you. It's in the top drawer," and she pulls out like it looks like a compact computer, like a foldable, like an old digital
Looks like
organizer,
a DS, man.
and yeah, and she opens it up, and then like a kind of hologram picture of a guy is there. And she's like, "Well, that's your dad. He was here a couple of months. Wasn't sure which orphanage, if any, he had maybe left you at, but
Yeah. Calling our disrespectful father. Oh, and he's like,
oh my god,
and he's like, she's like, father figure,
yeah.
not father figure,
Oh no, is it father? Is it the father
the father
person?
person. Actually, I think it was father person.
Because there's the big introductions at the end are good because of that language. It's oh, father person. It's like, yeah. Uh, maybe you should try and find them. I think you would like that.
Yeah,
And then um they was it they then find one of the locations in the video after leaving this place. Um
mhm.
and Faye bumps into a woman. She's like an old woman in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but
And she's like, "Oh, Faye."
yeah, wait, Hansen Yin
Like, oh,
years.
it's been so
Yeah,
long. Yeah, I thought you were a ghost. Uh
yeah,
there's a nice comment. What is it? Is the I thought you were a ghost. Sometimes they say that they appear where they have regrets
yeah,
or something like that, and I kind of like that. It's quite nice.
yeah. And then her granddaughter appears and goes, Gran, you come.
Yeah,
So who's this? Oh, this is like an
yeah,
old friend of mine from way back. She used to
yeah,
be in my school.
yeah. Of course, we hear she's like, "Oh, I forgot that you wouldn't have aged because they had to freeze you after the accident."
Yeah,
And she's like, "Oh, the accident? Oh, you don't remember at all?" And we didn't know.
yeah.
And now we know nothing about that because the granddaughter's like, "Hey, Gran, you need to get out of here, Deus Ex Machina. Shit, we gotta go. Stop telling everyone stuff." Do you know who this is? It's like, "Oh, I'm just a ghost." And Faye's like, "Peace," and just runs
Runs
away.
away, yeah. Gets Ed, and
This is pretty good.
I think they go back to the.
Picks picks up Ed like a baseball and starts running away with her.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my god.
this episode's so realistic.
It's
Because, I
so
mean, like,
surreal.
You're
Um,
flying. I don't know how fast you're flying along with your wee spacecraft with like a kid attached to the top, getting bombarded by all that air resistance. Lifting Ed like space like super strong.
yep. But then of course they go back to the Bebop, and Ed is Ed, and ever talkative and crazy,
Mhm.
and Faye is super quiet and reserved, and Jet has his usual moaning session, complaining about her lack of respect for everyone else and how she just does whatever she wants, and instead of getting the usual kind of sass, he just gets a stare, and she just walks away.
Yeah, a sad stare. And Ed's not the same. Well, Ed's kind of quiet.
But I don't know.
It's not.
It's difficult to tell with
It's
Ed.
not. Yeah. Ed's a bit more somber. Would be the best way to put it.
I guess
Because he does comment on
because
both of them.
is she not looking at the picture? She's looking at the picture, isn't she?
Yeah, and then after that they walk away, and then Jet and Spike I think start talking about another potential bounty that they found,
Yeah.
and it turns out to be his dad
It's
because you do catch a glimpse of it on the screen that I'm looking at.
yeah. It is. This is a just glorious bit because of course like they fucking bail up in the. This is where they're doing the sort of the thing the into the ground, and they're doing their
Yeah,
thing, and then they roll up in the Bebop, and it's like point some guns at them. It's like, so you're gonna have to come with us because there's a pretty big bounty on your head, 50 million wulon. It's not
yeah,
bad, and you know, um, I don't think I'll do that. And then just like throws full pelt 2 eggs at Jet and Spike, hitting Jet's gun and knocking Spike over.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh, it's so good.
yeah. I mean, Faye's left again by this point.
Oh, I couldn't remember if she left before
Yeah,
that, after that or not. But yeah, you're right. She then. Oh shit! Sorry, she's having a shower and has a full on like freak out
yeah,
because she starts to remember the accident,
mm,
and then she bumps into Spike, and Spike's all like, "Hey, fucking watch where you're going," and she says sorry, and he's like, "Oh, well, that's not right."
yeah,
that's not right at all. Uh, and yes, Faye gets dressed and into her ship, and Ed, I think, tries to come along.
yeah. Ed is there. Is like, nah, you guys. We've all got a place to go to, Ed, type thing. And yours is not with me today, type thing.
Not here.
Or
Yeah,
I'm going to go to my
it's
place.
nice to find. Isn't it nice to belong?
Yeah,
That's where you want to be.
and I know where I belong.
Yeah,
Then she
yeah.
leaves.
So she goes, and then yeah, we get to the. Actually, we forgot about the other bit where the Ed's dad is talking to McKinty. What's it?
McIntyre.
My name is McIntyre. I'm your assistant. The least you could do is remember my name.
I'm Homer Simpson. God damn it!
It is very that, because then when like another meteorite strikes, he's like, "Come on, Mac, get in the thing," and he's like, "McIntyre, come on,
Yeah,
God." He seems really bothered about that. But yeah, then they get accosted, of course, by that, and he's like, "What are you doing? How dare you interrupt us? We're doing real work here." And what is it exactly that you were doing? Well, we're mapping and making sure the Earth's map is 100% up to date at all time, making the future of the planet better. But isn't there like multiple meteorite strikes a day? Yes, that's why we're always moving.
yeah,
It's like, and there's just like this moment of despair for both of them, and then Spike's like, "Okay, that's enough.
yeah,
Just you're coming with us."
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, and then they get the eggs lobbed at them.
yeah.
Uh,
That's
and Spike's like, "Oh, let's fucking dance.
Yeah, he gets
Uh,
his ass handed to him.
he
It's
does, like, because he's like, oh, I wasn't expecting like an actual
yeah,
challenge.
and the guy just just owns him,
Destroys
destroys
him.
him. These
Yeah, like 100%. Like, legit, if that guy had sinister intent, Spike would be dead.
yeah, yeah, would be. And then Ed appears. The Bebop kind of like starts traveling up the ground towards them, and then it's like, Ed, what are you doing?
Yep.
And then disappears with the controller. Is like, oh, father figure, and then it launches.
Father
Yeah,
person.
launches himself from like top of the from the deck, and not in.
And then the dad catches her,
Yeah,
like, throws her about like a wet dish
well,
towel.
it's just not the fact. It's the fact that she kind of like arrowheads towards him. Like it's not like, oh
Yeah.
no, better brace myself from landing. Nope, nope.
No.
Straight arrow, deadlock, and
She commits to the bit.
yeah, and what? It's got to be like, I don't know, 4 stories tall from the deck of the people.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the fire figure just
Like any mistake and Ed is dead. Put it that
yeah,
way.
and the fire figure just grabs her by the ankles just as they just fly past the top of his head, and
Yep.
then
It's mental.
the thing goes, ah, Ed, yay, and then starts spinning him, and
And then they walk over to do the introductions and it goes, "This is the father person." It's like, "I see you've been here with my son. Thank you for taking care of him." Wait, daughter? I have a daughter. It's like, my God, you're terrible.
yeah, no, it's no, it's he. She introduces him as, so this is Spike person and Jet person,
Oh, Spike person and Jet person.
and
That's
then
right. Oh, it's so good.
the father figure intentionally headbutts Spike and goes, no, 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 they're friends. They've been looking after me.
He's like, "Oh, well, in which case, have this basket of eggs as a thank you,"
Yeah,
and puts it on Spike's face.
yeah,
And then the machine beeps, and they're like, "Oh, fucking
but
gotta
yeah.
go," and they just leave.
Well, he goes, oh, you want to come with? And then the machine beeps, and
Yeah,
then just leaves Ed behind. And it's like, father figure's gone.
yeah, it's so
What the fuck,
harsh.
dude?
Per Ed.
Fucking
And then, but then they go and enjoy the eggs at least.
well, Spike and Chet.
And Jet do.
Yeah,
Yeah. Does Ed not have one?
no. At that point, Ed's reminiscing from what Faye told her of like you had you have to
Yeah.
find the place that you belong, and she believes she doesn't belong in the Bebop, so she leaves, and
Yep.
then
Takes Ein with her.
Goes with her. She didn't
Well,
because she
yeah, that's
leaves, and
true.
then Ein's like kind of leaves and looks back at the Bebop and goes as like a see you later type thing, or oh wait, maybe I'll go back, and then didn't, and then catches up with Ed, and then Ed goes, no, you got to stay in the Bebop. It's not good out here. Actually, being shown that she has a responsible side to her after all, because she's always just been like a chaotic
Yep.
whirlwind. And then this one was like, no, you can't be doing this. You should be going back with the Bebop. You coming with me? And
Yep.
then Aang leaves, and so does Ed. And Jet cooks up the eggs and goes, dinner's ready. And then Spike goes, oh, the girls are gone. What again?
Girls are gone. Yeah, because although we'd forgot to mention that the whole reason they even had a bounty to go and get was because Ed hacked their computer and put a bounty in for actually not 50 million wulon, but 50. 50.0000000.
Yeah, all the zeros, like so many decimal points of zeros. It's like,
Too good.
um, and then Ed leaves, and Grafiti's at the top of the ship saying bye bye with a big smiley face. And it's like, oh, Ed's gone. And then Spike and Jet get, I don't know, remorseful hungry and start eating all the eggs that they made. Like they
Yep.
have like
Eat all them eggs.
4 bowls fulls of eggs.
So many
Yeah,
eggs.
like they have theirs and like pretty pissed off and angrily eat all the other eggs,
Yep.
all the boiled eggs.
It's the realization that they what they thought was the thing they wanted is not the thing they wanted.
Wait, what? Eh? What? Who? Them?
Yeah. They wanted control of the Bebop back all this time,
Yeah,
but didn't really ever want that. They just wanted that, but they
yeah. That's
didn't.
why the normal shit. Yeah. And then you go back to Faye, who starts running up a hill towards her own and having
Yeah,
flashbacks.
her old house.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's this, like it's kind of cutting between her and what is presumably her as a young kid,
yeah,
and this beautiful estate house that kind of then goes to, and it's just wrecked.
yeah. So there's a kid. I think she kind of grows older. She climbs the hill,
Yeah,
and it's just wrecked. And then she draws like a outline of her bed in the room, and just goes to sleep on the bed.
it's pretty
It's
sad.
depressing as fuck. I'm not going to lie to you,
Yep.
man. It
And
doesn't get
then
happier.
I didn't think it would.
It's going downhill at this point.
Um,
And you see
oof.
the. She also remembers the accident. She was in a space shuttle,
Yeah,
like an old school space shuttle, commercial flight flying somewhere, and
it
then the window
came apart.
cracks and there's blood.
It looked like it looked like a compression failure.
Yeah, seems that way. And then that's it. That's when she somehow survived that by getting put into cryo and getting revived 70 years later. Because
Crazy.
it's set in what 2071.
Yeah, yeah, because the Columbia was in the previous episode we'd done, which would have been from the 80s.
Yeah,
80s? I want to say the 80s.
possibly. Yeah, and I think the gate accident happened last year. I want to say 2021.
Was it the Columbia?
It was the Columbia that was in the episode. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I forgot that's the Columbia disaster was the deaths of several astronauts.
Oh, was it? They probably just pulled this famous
Yep.
shuttle out.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 80s, 1981.
Yeah. Wow. 40
Oh,
years ago.
that's interesting.
41 years ago.
19. Sorry.
1919. Right, brothers.
Um,
Start of World War I.
yeah. No, sorry. Shit, it was the early 2000s. Good God.
What? Think when it blew up?
2002. The Space Shuttle Columbia disaster was a fatal incident in the United States space program that occurred on February 1st, 2003. Why don't I remember that more?
Probably. When was it? September.
Well, so here's the interesting thing is that February 1st, 2003, the Columbia disaster happened after
Right.
Cowboy Bebop was written.
Ah.
And the end of that episode, is that not all about how they're going to have problems on re-entry?
Yeah. What are you saying?
Because that's what happened.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, like, that's it. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in that sort of thing, but that is a very odd synchronicity.
It's just a thing. It was obviously they didn't have that much issues because they survived to one another day. But yeah,
Well, they did it. They did. The real ones did not.
yeah. I mean, they didn't have like spaceships to help them out. So
No.
what you're saying is like the creators of Cowboy Bebop caused the Colombian accident so they can have some real life. I ain't going there. Let's not go there.
Let no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in a sort of Simpsons predicted sort of way. It's a weird synchronicity, like to have that name emblazoned on the side of a ship.
Mhm. And then,
Because why would they have put Columbia on the side of the ship if it had it been to space before?
yeah, I think I might have. They're reusable, these things.
Uh,
That's the whole point. So they can come down and land and then reuse them.
how bizarre. I mean, well, that is
How
the
bizarre.
whole point of those ships was that they were. Uh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. Sorry.
there you go.
Anyway, uh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's this is a weird episode.
Yeah, it's just trying to end Space Story and Ed's story. And they both came from Earth originally. Like Faye came from Earth before the
Are
gate
they
disaster.
are they done in this show?
Eh?
Are they done in this show?
Are they done?
Yeah.
Oh, don't want to spoil it, man. This is why you got to watch the movie before these ones.
Uh
But
yeah. Stupid Canadian Netflix.
anyway, that's the end of that one. That's good. I kind of like it. The kind of Faye's got the bottom of her storyline. She's certainly there. Ed has progressed in a way.
It feels like Ed has purpose for once.
Yeah.
Ed is not sort of like nomadic anymore. And there's a couple of things in that is like, for Ed's choice to live on the Bebop
Mm.
was looking for a place to belong.
Yeah.
And, I think that the thing that is interesting there is more that it wasn't just any place would suffice. It has to be the right place. So the kind of journey continues. And it's almost like that's been going on this whole time. But now there's maybe like a conscious realization on Ed's part that it's like, well, no, the choice is yours. You just need to you find where you want to be. And that was what Faye kind of implanted as an idea. It's like, you find where you belong because it's good to belong.
Yeah.
And
So
Faye, the whole thing, I think, for me, that is the interesting thing is when she apologizes to Spike. Because to me, I feel like that shows how much of a uh, sort of how difficult it is for her to live with the knowledge that she doesn't know what's happened. Like it just constantly makes her on edge and angry and just wanting someone to blame
yeah.
for for what she's not sure has happened yet. Like, but she knows something's happened, and then when she gets the answer, like that kind of dissolves.
Yeah. That's right. That's essentially that. So that's end of that. I think we essentially had I think we had end of Jet's story as well, but his is I think his was to do with like the bitterness and that assassin and finding out who actually took his arm and leg.
Yeah, yeah. His was a shorter arc. I think you're
Yeah,
right. Like it was it was a well. Faye still has things she needs answered. Jet doesn't.
yeah. He's got
There's closure in that.
yeah. Jet's got his closure. He's got his closure with his girlfriend that left him. Got his closure with his missing his arm and stuff.
His partner who betrayed him.
Yep, got closure on that. It's now just really Spike. Get closure on his whole Julia vicious cycle.
For well, that's the thing is like we have closure to the extent where like Faye and Ed can continue to we like it's like here's the next phase of what you're doing, but we don't have it. We've never had that with Spike. We've never had like here's the next phase. It's always just been here's the same unknown the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, he's got that thing. So
So
next two episodes are going to be interesting in that sense. Uh, but yeah, here we go. End that episode.
so what do you rate it?
I like it. It's setting the setting the tone. Like the last episode kind of started to go downhill, wasn't so fun and so joyous. This one is even more kind of like depressing in the sense. But that's the tone they were
Yeah.
going for, and the somberness of it is like, oh, it's coming to the end of the party, guys. Coming up to like episode 26 and a couple of episodes, we've got to close these storylines off and make them decent and remember the place and trying to end the endless kind of like bubble that they've been in, and it's time to pop it and move on. So I don't know. I'm going to say what I'll give it an 8.
Yep. I'm in
Yeah,
agreement. I think an eight's a fair score. There's definitely an element of sort of I think that it's interesting that it's put maybe more of a tone right across the whole series because it is right. It's like the party's coming to an end, but it's like what party really? Like you've all always been miserable and annoyed at each other and like frustrated. And there's an element of sort of like Death of a Salesman. Like things were better back in the day. It's like let's think about that and like how good things used to be. And it's well, not really. Things were not that much
yeah.
better. It's just now they're much worse.
Oh, you mean just like 2020?
Yeah,
Just
the year
2022?
that never stops.
The party never stops, man.
Yeah, never
Get on that
stops.
biggie bus.
And they don't stop
Boo.
coming, and they don't stop 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 coming. Yeah,
That
yeah.
goes on forever, it seems. It's almost as bad as Nancat.
There is a meme where that is, I think, 10 hours of that on YouTube is pretty good.
Like there's 10 hours of fucking Nancat.
Oh god, yeah, uncanny.
Remember that?
Anyway, I remember, but you've done it. We've done it. Another episode of Who's That Anime is under our belts. We only have one more episode to go. We're recording these out of order, so the film episode will come first before this.
Yeah.
You'll have listened to this already, and then you'll hear this, and then you'll hear the last two episodes, and then we're gonna go on a little palate cleanser episode.
Yeah, something joyous, because fucking hell.
Yeah, because holy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, as always, Who's That Anime is an anime podcast and can be found where all good podcasts can be found. We are at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. We can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Overcast. whatever one you want to use. The RSS feed's there as well that you can just put into whichever podcatching software you use. If you wanted to leave us a review, that'd be awesome. Any star rating is good. Anything less than a 5, though, would really like some constructive criticism. And, you know, we don't get paid for any of this. There's no money involved, so we don't have any way to keep this going other than just to keep doing it ourselves and enjoying it. But if you want to tell a friend about a show that you enjoy listening to, that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
this is one.
We we have a Facebook page where we advertise our new episodes when they go up, and we share memes and just fun stuff sometimes. That's facebook.com/who's that anime. We have a YouTube channel that has just recently put up a video episode of Vampire Homes, which is a favorite of mine. Very much enjoyed that. That's just youtube.com, and you can find that by looking up Who's That Anime.
Yep.
Colin, you like to play video games sometimes. I know we keep saying this, even though we don't ever do it. But there is twitch.tv/couchfuel, where sometimes Colin will play video games. More likely once you've moved.
Yeah.
So,
and,
you know.
And down to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The time draws nigh.
It does.
I also like to play games at twitch.tv/hailpayman. I haven't done it in a little while, but I'm kind of gearing up to something right now, so eventually that will happen. Both of the archives of those channels for Couch Fuel and Hail Payment can both be found on YouTube just by searching for the channels Couch Fuel and Hail Payment.
Yeah.
All of those links are in the show notes as well, so you know you can always click on there if you are struggling. And that's us.
Well, struggling to find us. That is. Not struggling in any way. I don't know if we can cheer you up as much as Cowboy Bebop does.
I've definitely never been asked to cheer someone up.
No?
No, probably not.
That's good then. That means that you can do it without trying.
Oh yeah. See? Yeah. Definitely that's
what it means, man. Not like, oh shit, fucking don't want to speak to Steve, man.
Do you know it's the year of our Lord 2022, and the game I have played the most of this year is Borderlands
1.
Yep.
When did that come out?
11 years ago.
2011.
Yep.
Wow. You remember that time when you played 40 hours of Borderlands 2?
I do. I think. Wait, maybe it was older than that.
No, I think it was.
Oh shit! No, it was 2009. Holy shit!
2009.
It was 13 years ago.
I was going to say I thought it was on the other side of 2010, but then I don't think it was in our top 10 games of the decade.
No, it wasn't, and it probably would have been.
I think I had maybe Borderlands 2. I don't know.
That maybe got mentioned at some point.
Yeah, we did that.
Man,
that's an episode on the Couch Fuel YouTube channel.
yeah.
I don't know.
Games of the decade.
Yeah, man. What did I call it? Can't remember.
Not sure.
But essentially, it was.
But I've played a lot of Borderlands. It's about 20 hours of Borderlands.
20? Oh Jesus, man! Did you get all the DLC on this Switch?
Yeah. I've played the Zombie Island of Dr. Ned already. I will not be replaying Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot.
Why would you not play that again? I didn't even play it, so.
I, with several others, spent the better part of 3 months meeting every Sunday morning to play close to 5 hours in a row of that game from about 8 till 1. Hungover most mornings. And yeah, I used to do that.
It wasn't me. I wasn't part of that session.
No,
thankfully.
That was to get the achievement points.
Yeah, that's when you were achievement hunters.
Yep, and I got all 1,500 for that game.
There you go, 1,500, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
I was
took a while.
the game I've been playing most on my own is Hollow Knight again. I jumped back into that.
Oh, I like that game
It's it's great,
until I got lost.
but yeah, you just don't know what you're actually doing. You just kind of go, oh look, I got to a place. Oh wait, this is a big thing. Oh, I can't kill it now. So I found like three different bosses in the last week or so, going back into it, and I can't get kill them because I keep dying. I was like, bastard. It's like pain in the ass. I
Oh
found
man.
this one in like the crystal mines, and it has like lasers, and it takes 2 hit points if it hits you with a laser. And it's like, fuck.
It's too much. It's too
Yeah,
much.
I mean,
Too
you
much.
only have, I have what, 6 or 7 hit points, and it takes two, and then like it'll fire lasers from the screen, and you kind of got like angle yourself and not be hit by the lasers and kill this dude. Oh,
Amazing. Well, I've got Borderlands on the go. I was trying to play Inscription, but I'm so bad at it 4 hours in that I might have to abandon it.
Inscription.
Yeah.
Well, you got to what, hire people?
No, it's a card game.
All right.
You'd have to look at it. It's difficult to explain.
I think I might have heard of it, but I can't remember. So
Anyway, we're rambling. So we'll be back next week with the last 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. We will finally have reached the end.
yeah, get your hankies out, man. It's going to be a happy one.
Yeah.
You're going to be crying for tears of joy.
See us out. See us
All
out.
right. So this has been Who's That Anime? It's been your hosts Steve and Colin, and we'll catch you next time. Space Cowboy. What? Shit.
Oh, it said, catch you, see you later, Space Cowgirls, someplace, somewhere, or something
That
like
was
that.
it. That was the end of the last episode. Catch
See you later, Space
girl.
Cowgirl.
Someplace, somewhere.
Someday,
Someday,
somewhere.
somewhere. How about that, eh?
See you, Cowgirl, someday,
Yeah.
somewhere.
See you, cowgirl, somewhere, someplace, someday. Some dog millionaire.
Someday, somewhere.
Um. Anyway, yeah, this has been Who's That Anime. We're watching Cowboy Bebop, so you don't have to, but you probably really should. It's pretty good.
You probably should.
Except those episodes which are really depressing, like the Laughing Man, and these ones that we're on to now. They're really, really fucking downers.
Cranking up the
Oh
depression.
yeah, super, super sad. Rains all the time next time.
Awesome
Anyway,
times.
very cool. Ciao now.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.